All right, so we're on 3C now.
Zero is.
Oh, wait, we didn't answer the second question. This is where, I like how they break a question down into A, B, and C, and then they break a B down into three.
Oh, yeah, that's just for positive.
Okay, this is where it's positive at. So the second question is, where is f of x minus g of x negative?
After 4.
Right, so where the red line, f of x is below the blue line, so basically if you do,
Greater than 4 or less than 0.
yeah,
And then
So-
also negative 1 is 0.
between -1 and 0, the red line is below the blue line, so -1, well, whoops. Between -1 and 0, notice I didn't include 0. I shouldn't have included these up here either, now that I think about it.
Gosh darn it.
Should have just been less than symbols.
Dang it. You were so-
Why is 0 and 4 not included?
Because that's where they overlap, and 0 is not.
You're right. That's where they're at 0 and 4. That's where they equal 0. If you subtract the value. Okay, and where else was it negative?
Greater than 4.
Right.
4 and 6.
X is between 4 and 6, so not included. 6 is included, I guess. Basically, that's where the red line is higher than the blue, or the blue line is higher than the red line. Okay, and the last question on B is when you subtract the functions, do they equal 0?
Is that just when they cross?
Yes.
So 1, 0.
0,
2. Oh, wait, I'm getting wrong. 0 and
4, 1.
4.
0 and 4. So basically at 0, f of 0 is 1 and g of 0 is 1. So when you do f of 0 minus g of 0, it equals 0. So anyway, the third answer is that when x equals 0 and x equals 4. What are they doing here?
Oh, they're sawing their PVC pipe, I
Zero give sophomore song.
think. Who's talking about
Brady sawing away.
it? I'm a good guess.
We'll probably have a couple fewer fingers tomorrow.
They don't need.
Yeah, that's not great. Okay, C, what is the maximum value for f of x minus g of x? So what's the biggest gap between the red and the blue lines, basically?
X equals 6.
No,
2.
2. So if you go to x equals 3, from the red line to the blue line, what's the gap? 2 units, right? There's a 2 unit gap between red and blue at x equals 3. So the biggest difference is, 2 at x equals 3, but the biggest difference is 2.
Oh. I see.
I have a question.
Okay.
So how did we find where it was positive, negative? Like what made it? How did we know it was above or under? Is it just common sense, or is it
Yeah,
really
it's
good?
Well, it's common sense if you know what they're talking about. F of 1, f is the red graph. So f of 1 is the value of the function when x is 1. So the value of the function when x is 1 is 2 because the graph is up at 2 at that time. And so if you do, basically they're asking you to do the red line minus the blue line. So when the red line's on top, if you do red minus blue, it's going to give you a positive answer. If the red line's on bottom, and you do the red line minus the blue line, it'll give you a negative answer.
Okay, so when I go to number 4, it'll be
Right.
the same concept.
Yes, 4 is a repeat of number 3, kind of. Okay, yeah. Kind of tricky, yeah. You got to kind of think about it the right way.
Did you think about it the wrong way? So good?
Yeah, you well, no. So the picture looks kind of like that. So right here, the function is equal to, well, 0, and then it goes up to 2, and then it stays at 2, 2, and 2, and 2, and it drops down to 1. So the value of the function changes as the x value is changing. Okay. All right, it's number 5. Let f of x equal x cubed to minus 1. Let g of x equal x minus 1. Evaluate the expressions in class exercises 5 through 10. Well, what's 5 through 10? Let's turn back a page. Nope, never mind, it's at the top of the page. Okay. You guys see number 5 at the top of the page? Have you done that before? Okay. Because this is kind of an algebra 2 thing, but you might not have done it. So,
Oh, we've done this.
have you? Okay, it's, whether you've done it or not, it's actually pretty, it looks complicated, but it's actually easy. Does anybody want to guess what that means to do? You add the functions together. Okay, so the functions are x cubed minus 1, so x cubed minus 1 plus, what was the other one? X minus 1. So all we have to do is add these two together. Do the parentheses matter on this one? No, not really. When you have an adding problem, parentheses don't really do anything. But if it was like a minus, that would matter. If it was a times, that would matter. So I didn't really need parentheses. So how do these add together? They don't add that well. X cubed doesn't really add with any of those. Plus x minus 1 plus minus 1 minus 2. So that would be the answer for 5. Now there's only one question on that problem, yay. So that was number 5. I thought that was going to be like an A, and then, yeah, the next question is actually number 6, though. It's kind of confusing the way they said it, but. So on number 6, we actually need to look at class exercises, number 6.
You would think this would be the one they would actually use letters on.
Yeah. Well, they match the numbers above, so it kind of works well. Anyway, number 6 is f minus g. Oh, I'm only doing the odds.
No.
Do your own dirty work, guys. So on 6, there's a minus right there, so make sure you minus both of those. Minus, minus 1. You know, makes it a plus.
So is it x cubed minus x?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, number 7. Up above it says f times g of x. Uh-oh, knew that was coming.
We get a foil. Wait, what is the x? Never mind.
So we got what kind of problem is that when you multiply those two? Foil problem. When you do 2 terms times 2 terms, it's a foil. So first would be what? X to the 4th. Outside. Minus 1x cubed. Inside. Minus 1x. And the last is minus 1 times minus 1. Positive 1. It's ugly. Yeah, that'd be a shame if you saw that in the test and you didn't know. Because, I mean, the notation is kind of weird, but it just means add. So it'd be a shame to miss that just because you didn't know it.
Wait, run the SAT.
Yeah, it seems like something to be on the ACT. Number 8, I'm skipping, but it's division, so I should probably help.
Yeah.
Any ideas how to divide this? X cubed minus 1 divided by x minus 1. X cubed minus 1 actually does factor, but even I forget what it is because cube minus a cube does factor, so, but I don't remember it off the top of my head, so we'll do long division. Also, we could have used synthetic. Maybe we should do synthetic instead.
I like it.
So, notice what I did though here. You guys remember this on synthetic division? You
Yeah.
gotta put zeros in if they're missing a term. So if we do synthetic, I just put 1, 0, 0, -1, and then what do I put in the box over here?
Or
Positive 1. Josh, did we do this when you were here, or was that before you came?
I remember doing this one. I like it too.
Yeah, that's before you came. We did it earlier. Okay, add down,
I call
multiply.
this the glizzy, I think.
Well, that was nice and simple. What does this mean?
X cubed squared.
This is always the constant, this remainder. Should be 0 on this one. This is the constant, the x term, x squared term. If there's another one, it would be x cubed.
That's fine.
Okay, so that was 8. I meant to kind of stop on it, but probably wasn't a good stopping point. Who's gonna help Daniel do this?
Then goes. Not candy. Or Charlie.
Lindsay.
It's easier to talk.
Oh, when he comes in, we'll just tell him.
Tell them if I'm candy.
Everybody tell him Kinley said she'd help him.
You wouldn't believe
She volunteers.
She's like, please.
Oh, we have an A and a B.
and what?
Oh. So.
9. What's 9 say? F G of 2. Again, this looks complicated, but it's actually not that bad. Is any, Josh, you said you'd seen this before?
Yeah, you just put 2 in for x and g of x, and then
Right.
the answer for that is put that in.
Right. So you put 2 into the g function, and whatever that is, you put into the f function. So what's g of 2, basically? If we put 2 in for g, what do we get? I forgot what g
Oh, I'm
was.
looking at the wrong one.
G was x minus 1.
I was looking at the one.
So it's 1. So g of 2 is 1. So basically what we're looking for, what is f of 1? 1 cubed is 1. 1 cubed is 1. So 1 minus 1 is 0. Hmm? Oh, snuck it by me. Oh, no. B is like the one that's actually hard, but we should not skip it.
What's father?
It's when you can't really see x because like squiggly.
It's not really it's just a tiny circle. This is read as f of g of x. It can also be written, and in my opinion, it should be written like this.
That's how I normally see it. Oh, sorry.
Okay, but I have seen it both ways a lot, so this is the way that is better, I think. So what it means is we're going to pick up g of x and put it in for x into where the f function. Okay,
So it's x minus 1.
so f of x was x cubed minus 1, and g of x was x minus 1. So what you do is you pick up x minus 1 and put it right there into the f function. So you put everything that g is, and you plug it in kind of right there, which means just put it in for x. So yeah, this one's definitely must work. So you do f of x equals x minus 1 cubed minus 1. Now we could foil and foil on that one. I wonder if the book did. Maybe we could just stop right there, maybe. The book probably multiplied it out.
Let's multiply it out.
Does that sound like fun to you?
Kinda.
Yeah, they multiplied it out, of course. Alright, I'll do it real quick. Super fast. So basically, it's x minus 1 times x minus 1 times x minus 1 minus 1 FOIL, and then whatever that is times x minus 1. Here's the FOIL for this. I'm not going to explain, I'm just going to do. That's that. And then multiplied by x minus 1, we distribute the x and the minus 1. It's like a double distributive property. And then add the like terms. I probably should slow down. And there's a minus 1 that was sticking up there. I'm questioning. I was looking at the wrong spot.
I would like to say that was a retract the original opinion.
What? Gosh, they don't show me the answers on some of these. Oh. That's class exercises. Sometimes this book, I don't know about it. 6, 7. This was number 9, right? Oh, here it is. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they did multiply it out. I was thinking maybe I did more than they did, but that's just minus 2 right there. So this is the final. Yes.
That was fun.
The good news is number 10B is much easier. Because we're not cubing anything, you're just putting x cubed minus 1 in for it. You're putting that in for x right there. So it's just x cubed minus 1 minus 1. You guys see what I'm saying? So you're putting all this right here. So it's just x cubed minus 1 minus 1.
So that's minus 2.
Right. So 10B is much easier. You just set it actually, but. Okay. Okay, back to graph paper, I guess. For number 11, on a single set of axes, graph f of x equals x. You guys, what does that look like? So simple, you guys probably will confuse you. What does f of x equal x look like? Yes. What's the slope? What's the y-intercept? 0. Okay. So it's a line. Starts at 0, 0, and you go up 1 and over 1. You guys remember doing that? It's been so long. So it's kind of like that. They say graph it, right? Am I doing what I'm supposed to do? Graph in one color. Oh.
I only have gray and black.
Fine. We'll do it. We'll do it there. Have it your way. I guess, here. Pencils, colors, count that's one color. And graph g of x equals absolute value of x in a second color.
Just a B.
That was a V. So this is why color matters, because there's going to be an overlap, right? It's a perfect diagonal V, so looks like that. And, okay, wait a second. The punchline is, in a third color graph, those functions added together. So out here, like at x equals -1, if I added that together, if I added,
Is it a problem?
no, if I added that plus that, what do I get?
Zero. Not.
0.
It's 0 and then double the other side.
You're right. Okay, he's on it. So right here, if we add these together, it kind of like 1 plus -1, 0. Right here, 2 plus -2, 0. 0, 0, 0. So I guess I'm going green here. So all out here is 0. But over here, the value of the functions are 1 and 1. So if we add those together, 2, 2 and 2, 4, 3 plus 3, 6. So it says, basically it's a slope of 2 from that point on. Wacky wild stuff there. Alright, skip 13, thank you. Number, use a computer graphing calculator, and one of the methods from exercise 13, I might have to help you. Can never get these done. One of the methods from exercise 13, well, don't worry about 13, we'll talk about it. To find the real solutions of each of the following equations. Okay, graphing calculators.
So are we skipping
Who
13?
needs a graphing calculator? I need to get one.
Oh, yeah. I need one too.
Alright. I don't know, maybe, okay, let's talk about 14. How could we solve 14? Any ideas? I mean, they're talking about tricks, but it's really not that hard of a trick. What? Minus the x and minus the 1 over. Then how do we solve from there if we're using graphing calculator?
Plug it in, and, see where it crosses.
We want it to equal 0, right? We want it to equal 0. On the graph, that's where it crosses. The 0 is the function. So plug in your graphing calculator and the y equals. And then you guys remember this second trace. It'll ask. And then you select the zeros of the function. It'll ask for left bound, right bound. I don't think I did this with you guys. Did I do this with you guys? No.
I don't know, we
Yeah,
did
I
it for a
did.
long time.
But you've done it. I did it? Okay.
I don't know if Josh was here.
Yeah. I did it with Algebra 2 like this past week, so
Okay, I'm getting it.
I didn't know if.
Sort of.
And it's gonna be should be a decimal.
1.32.
Yeah, you should get 1.32. It's where it crosses the x-axis.
Why it's not an M?
Stands, anyway. You know what
I
I
got
was
it. Wait, is this where you can just press table and then it'll bring up the list?
I decided that way very easily. No, I just deleted it.
Yeah, I did that too, but it just comes back when I try to put the X on it.
No.
What am I doing now?
Do you know why?
Oh, because I'm not using the caret? Okay, give it back. Okay.
I don't know where they all came from. Actually.
I was doing second 3.
Oh.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah, did everybody figure it out? I know it's been a while.
I got it 1.1.2.
Carson, you get it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this yours or is that mine?
That was one I used.
Invalid dimensions. Let's try, standard, valid dimensions. Oh,
Why doesn't it domestic
it's got there.
Oh yeah, I haven't started honestly. So how about 15 though? 15's pretty weird. How about 15, 15, 15?
You just minus the 2x.
You square it first. and then
Yeah, you can square both sides.
Will it work if you just put this square root in the
Yeah.
thing and just subtract the 2x?
Should.
Should I try it?
You should try it. Try it and see if it works. Is probably see if it does the same thing Wayne did.
Oh, mine's drafting as well.
You're supposed to get point.
0.64.
Yeah, you're supposed to get 0.64.
What did we get on 14?
1.32.
Why did I press delete?
Did it work? Ah.
You get 0.6.
Invalid dimensions. I've had that. The bad thing is I've seen that before and figured it out, but I can't remember what I did. I feel like it's important.
Wait, didn't it say to run to the nearest
I think it's
city?
a mode.
The first decimal is That always confuses me.
Well, I know on this one you gotta use the net. If you put a in front, you gotta put a net. That wasn't there. That was in there, but it wasn't the here.
Can we talk about it? I think we should go to 18.
We're not doing 17 and 18.
Okay, so I think we're better.
On 16, if the absolute value of x equals that,
You have to do a plus s and a minus s.
yes,
So that's two answers.
yeah, it could be positive or negative. That.
Yeah.
So yeah, just
Can you do absolute
you can plug it in on your y equals, plug it in square root of 1 minus x squared on y1 equals, and then on y2 equals do the same thing with the negative. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
So if it's absolute value of x, it could be positive or negative that. So you do 1 with the, like it says, plug that one in on y1 equals, and on y2 equals, plug in that.
That's kind of tricky, dog.
You think it'll let us do?
Make
like
an
an
oval.
absolute
Does it make an oval?
What in the world is
Yes, I did.
So where does it cross the x-axis? It should be the 2 points should be like
You can
positive,
actually
negative.
plug in absolute value.
that thing?
That does not work.
What's the Windows actually? Why is the Windows so weird?
What in the, why is it like negative?
Is it negative 0.7?
Yeah,
1?
did not work.
Well, I put zoom in because I can
Mine,
see
I
it
plug in
now,
absolute
so-
value though.
Yeah, just go zoom standard. Oh, it's still thinking.
Zoom
You
in.
killed it.
Zoom,
I did.
zoom in.
Why does mine look like a weird X?
Mine looks like weird.
It's right. You just
Yeah.
do where the two x values are.
Oh.
Try to zoom standard, see what happens. No, tiny. It didn't like zoom in, man. I don't know why I did the computer
It's
wrong.
cleaner though if you use absolute value.
How do you know?
You do, so you just plug it in on all and then you do minus. You press, plug that number.
Mm,
Yeah, absolute.
Let's zoom in a different spot. I'm not graphing it quite and pretty.
You can do this too.
It's used fairly.
And it drops like that.
Okay, well that is a different answer though. So,
Absolute value is in the math.
okay, yeah.
You
I
press
guess you have to
math
do
and go
absolute
number.
value.
I just got a point five. And
You
then
got
negative.
what?
I got point plus and minus 0.71.
Okay, that's what
I
So are we finishing this Monday?
no, we don't have enough left. Let's. Okay, I'll give you half a day on Monday, I guess.